All right, you've seen it all. So can you tell me from your perspective, how has the love scene here at Northwestern changed?
This class has been part of my life since I was barely older than all of you. I used to be like kind of the cool big sister, and now I look a lot like your moms. So that's been a big change. But the biggest change, the thing that has stayed the same, is that everybody wants to love and be loved. That's universal. That has not changed at all. The other thing that hasn't changed is the hookup scene. Oftentimes, Gen Z thinks that they invented hookups, but we, Gen X, we were doing it back in the 90s on the dance floor. The difference was we were wearing our dad's flannel shirts, and it was Pearl Jam playing rather than Kendrick Lamar. But that's the thing. But, okay, here's what's different though. You all have expansive language around relationships. There are terms that I have worked into the curriculum, asexuality and polyamory and gray sexuality and demisexuality, and it is exciting and it's expansive, and I think it adds layers of challenge about who you are as a person in addition to what you want in relationships. And the other big change is I think that today there's more fear in shooting your shot. I think there's more vulnerability, and I think living our lives behind our screens makes it harder for all of us to be out in the real world doing things in real time, but certainly around dating.
Yeah. So we have the dating apps, right? We have Hinge, Tinder, Grindr, LinkedIn, Venmo.
I'm not glad that you're using your LinkedIn that way.
I mean, you never know what you could find on there. How necessary are dating apps like LinkedIn and Venmo? Are dating apps ruining romance?
I think that dating apps have become, when I survey my Marriage 101 students, about 50% of them have a dating app on their phone. And I think it often is a reflection of, it feels like a kind of adulting. It feels like a developmental milestone to put an app on your phone and just sort of like have that there, whether or not you're swiping and using it. I think it's a powerful tool. The tech companies make a fuck ton of money. Can I say that here?
Yeah.
Selling your tool, and you have to use it in that way. So I teach in Marriage 101 how to bring relational self-awareness to the dating app. So you've got to be savvy about when and how you use them.
So that word, that relational self-awareness, please elaborate. What does that mean?
It is the through line of all of my work.
Oh, hell of a through line.
Hell of a through line. Relational self-awareness is about your relationship to relationships. It's not about finding the one as much as it's about becoming the one. Understanding your history, your socialization, your expectations, your fears, rather than just swiping like somebody loves them. So doing your work so you can bring towards you a viable partner, and you can create a relationship that's founded in curiosity and a growth mentality. In order to understand, like, why do we believe what we believe? Why do we want what we want?
Yeah.
And
wow. Okay. So that all sounds great, but we have to get back to the dating apps because once my friend and I, we were out to drinks and dinner and whatnot, and we overheard a guy say that he had been on over 40 dates, Hinge dates, in 2 weeks. What the heck?
I'm so tired.
What map does he use? How many coffee shops? Anyway, in my professional late night show opinion, this man has to be the problem, or just like men in general. Please say yes.
Well, I think this one man probably is the problem, but I think men are not the problem. I'll give you this though, I think patriarchy is the problem. I think the way that we socialize girls and boys and women and men to play particular roles, we teach men to like take the lead and be decisive, and I think that is really frightening. I think men love when no matter who they're dating, whether they're dating women or men or people who live beyond the binary, like it feels really good to have somebody like you and approach you. I think that those of us who've been raised as girls and women are taught that the most we can do is like wait around for somebody to approach us. I think it's really important for girls and women to get in the driver's seat.
Wow, even if they don't have a license.
Even if they don't have a license, go somewhere.
Yeah. Okay. So if dating apps aren't going anywhere and men aren't the problem, what is in this Lakeville water, Dr. Solomon? Where can I find the one at Northwestern? Northwestern University?
I think one thing you have to do is be willing to stop settling for loosey-goosey, poorly defined situationships.
So what?
That is not at all coming from a slut shaming. Like, it's not about, my issue is not casual sex. My issue is unhooking the sex from the emotion, right? Like, I think that is the problem, is that people who are in situationships often feel like they can't possibly let the person that they are being sexual with know that they actually like them. You know, I think that's the problem. When you abandon yourself in order to like be chill and be cool and keep it cash, I think that's where the problems happen. So I think that would be, I would love a collective movement of like, let's stop doing that.
Wow. So situationships seem to be the killer. This like undefined kind of weird in between, right? So how do you suppose that we go beyond that? And we, you know, coming together, yeah, but what are things that we can do for ourselves to kind of...
Yeah, I mean, listen, I think I get why a culture like Northwestern, where it's high focus on academics and being engaged, you know, being busy with 100 million clubs and I get why it feels like a situation that maybe like solves that problem of I have somebody, but I don't have to like detract from the other things that I'm doing. So I get it, and I'm not blamey or judgy. I just see how much dissatisfaction comes from it. Yeah. So I think one thing I want you to do is just like not be afraid to have the conversation of like,
oh my God,
I like you, and what is this?
What do you, give us a script. Can we play it out even? What does that look like? It's like it's like, what are we, right? Like you have to ask that question.
Yeah, and the I mean, rather than asking what are we, I think you can say like, here's what I would like us to be.
Oh, that easy. Here's what I would like us to be.
Could we perhaps meet when we're sober? Could we perhaps meet in the day?
Oh my God. That's real. So you really just kind of have to go for it and not be afraid, but also just be real and yourself.
And if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, to sit with disappointment, not shame. There's a huge difference, right? Like, I'm disappointed that you don't want what I want, rather than I'm ashamed that somehow you are rejecting me as a person. No, you're just showing me that you aren't ready for all that I have to offer.
And, oh my God, yeah.
You're not ready for sure.
I know, oh my God, everybody, your class is just going to be overflowing. I love this. Okay, that sounds really good. And I understand you have to balance being an absolute baddie and also an academic professional, but we need to really get to it. We need to talk about it. So we're going to play this little game called There Are 10 But. So basically how this goes is that we've collected samples from anonymous touch-deprived wildcats seeking addiction. And we would like to get some help from the expert. So you ready to play?
I'm ready.
Woo! Okay, let's go. Here we go. There are 10 but they're still friends with their ex.
Okay, so you just become better friends with their ex. You know how they say, like, keep your enemies closer, like, just get closer.
Like how close?
Like, all the way.
Okay, like on purposely close.
But, like, you have something in common, right? If they're the ex of this person that you like, you probably like something about them as well.
Yeah.
But that's not your enemy.
Okay. Okay, next. Oh, they were 10, they have a rice purity score of 100.
They've done nothing.
Nothing.
You know what? It's like fresh virgin snow. Carving your own path. You're like set in the tone. You know, whatever you're offering, that's the best thing I've ever done.
So it's just like dive right in.
Dive right in, go for it.
Go for it.
You're trying to screw up.
Okay, next. Oh, there were 10 that they love. They saw this one and two. That's kind of cliche.
Okay, is it love bombing, or have they, in this cruel, cynical world, just not lost their childlike sense of wonderment?
Oh.
Would that be it?
Oh, I think that's
is love bombing real? Certainly, but I think when the threshold is act totally chill, then anybody who is like getting excited to be with you, it feels like love bombing. It probably is not love bombing.
Oh my god. So like, okay, that's interesting. But what about like Wicked? What about like love bombing after Wicked?
100%. That's a 10. That's a winner.
That's a 10?
That's the greatest movie ever.
Okay, I'm listening. Alright. There are 10, but they flirt with everyone.
I mean, if they're going, as long as they're going home with you, then maybe the flirting is charisma
What if it's just like,
rather than shyness. It might be, yeah, it might be shit, but it might just be like, it's fine, it can be fun to be with the life of the party. It really is like, can you trust where their boundaries are, right?
Yeah.
Flirting might be charismatic, and especially if you're somebody who's more introverted, complementarity in a relationship is not necessarily a bad thing.
Interesting. Okay. Next. Let's see. There are 10, but they refuse to post pictures of us on social media together.
Yeah, this one's a little more trouble. What I want you to do is ask about the why. Like, what keeps you from posting about us? And there might be a super legit explanation, like, they're a spy.
I like that.
Yeah, it could be something like super mysterious and intriguing. Or maybe, we don't know what it is. I think it's something the problem is we don't ask. We're just left with our own stories in our heads, or the stories that we ask our friends, we crowdsource it, our friends get a bunch of shit. Just ask the person, just ask them what's keeping you from posting.
Like, put me on your IG.
Put me on there, right?
Yeah.
Hard launch day.
Hard launch.
Launch day.
Hard launch. Let's hard launch into the next question. They invented something really, really cool. And it makes me feel like an idiot. So they're a genius. They're really, I mean, yeah, we got some smart people.
Right. Yeah, I mean, no question you're going to be dating a genius. No matter what.
Thanks.
Listen, I've been married for 26 years to somebody who's a hell of a lot smarter than me, and it has worked out pretty well.
Wow.
Yeah. So I think be unafraid, be proud, because they're a genius, they're into you, they're by the transitive property quality.
They want me, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the smartest one.
And you probably are sapiosexual, another word I didn't use 25 years ago.
What does that mean?
Sapiosexual is like you're drawn to intellect. So something about this person caught your eye. They're a genius, you're sapiosexual. You just learned something new about yourself. You have another
Let's be opposite of sapiosexual. Like, what? No, I'm just curious. You know?
Asapiosexual.
What? Slow it down, just for the audience.
Like, well, sapiosexual is I'm into a genius. Asapiosexual would be I'm into...
Not a genius.
Yeah. A little bit of a dum-dum.
Oh my god! Interesting. This vocab. We should make a Quizlet after. Okay, next. Oh, they're in time, but they only know how to doggy paddle. So if we're all drowning, I mean, what do you think? Like,
I'm married to one of these two. He's a genius, and all he can do is doggy paddle. And I gotta say, I was a little embarrassed because I've done many triathlons. Like I'm a decent swimmer. But what I do is I keep him on dry land.
That's interesting.